Hello, I'm Machedo, Sweeney from Machedo.com. Who is Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Today the date is 8th January 2018. Time right now is 4 in the morning. All right. I got this question from one of my followers on social media. He's based in Dubai, UAE, and he just asked my opinion of the 5% VAT in UAE. The impact of VAT in the UAE on the middle class. All right, just to give you a background, in case you're wondering, oh, is it Spider-Man or Darth Maul who's giving this talk? It's just tattoos, and I've been in Dubai for 36 years. I say 40 years, but I've been exactly in Dubai for 36 years. My parents were there for nearly 50 years. So I'm the second generation, and apart from that, I also have many friends, many relatives, many people who have been there in UAE. Dubai, UAE was like home for me. It was a place where I stayed, where I had childhood memories. I literally watched Dubai grow. For those people who have been in Dubai for 50 years, we were there when Dubai was nothing but a desert. I'm seriously talking. Dubai was just a desert. It was nothing but desert. You had these traditional small Arabic houses. You had mostly four-wheel drives, like the Toyotas, and I remember my old friends telling me that these Emiratis, these local Bedouinians, they used to get water on donkeys' back to provide people drinking water. Camels was a very common means of transport. To go from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, you couldn't go. There was no road. So, I came from that generation that actually witnessed Dubai as a desert, not what it is today. So we saw it grow. We saw it slowly grow and reach to where it is today. So I'll give you a perspective as to Dubai before, Dubai, what it is today, and what it is moving towards, because there is a logical progression. You cannot go without having an action and without it impacting and changing. Hey, that's my dog. Okay. So now, what is the impact? Now, you need to understand that Dubai, the way Dubai has grown, the way UAE has grown, it has grown too fast, too soon. Okay, in as much as I respect and admire the vision of Sheikh Mohammed, who is truly, Sheikh Rashid was his father. Okay, was a absolutely true visionary. Whatever project he created, from Dubai, Jebel Free Zone, to the Shindaga Tunnel, to the Maktoum Bridge, whatever Sheikh Rashid did, Sheikh Mohammed, kind of took it more aggressively forward. He made Dubai what Dubai is today, and many years after he's gone, there will be not a single person who will disagree with the statement that Sheikh Mohammed really was the visionary. He was the guiding light. Whatever you see, from the skyscrapers, the modernization, the biggest shopping mall, the largest, fireworks display, Dubai coming in world records after world records, it's because of Sheikh Mohammed. Okay, it is because of Sheikh Mohammed. Nowhere on this planet will you get a green signal for building an island on top of water, the Palm Island, the world. Nowhere will you get permission so easily to build, like right now they're discussing some underwater city, then air city, and neutral zone city, and so many other things. Okay, so in fact, even the most expensive single project, that is the Dubai Metro, which was executed, I think, within years. We literally saw, I'm telling you this, we literally saw the construction of the whole metro shaking up the entire UAE. I mean, there was no Salik. We saw Salik come there, the road toll. We saw the roads expand every year. We saw the roads being made, broken, remade, broken, again remade, broken, bridges being constructed and destroyed. Each bridge was around 110 million, okay, dirhams. And you're talking of a bridge being made and a bridge being broken up, again another bridge being made, then it being broken up, then a super highway being made, then being broken up. So it was a crazy time that we saw, and especially during the property boom, it was something that was never witnessed in the history of UAE. You know, where people used to go from Sharjah to Dubai, most of the people stay in Sharjah and Ajman because it's cheaper. Dubai is slightly more expensive. So people work in Dubai and they stay in Sharjah. So where it used to take us 7 minutes, I'm talking about 7 minutes to drive from Sharjah to Dubai, so many construction buses, so many construction workers, so many construction laborers came, where it used to take us 7 minutes to drive from Sharjah to Dubai. It started taking 30 minutes, it started taking 45 minutes, and I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this, it started taking people 3 hours. 3 hours just to go from Sharjah to Dubai, where 7 minutes, where 3 hours. I remember my friends, Sunil and Suresh, Indian guys, even Richard, they would actually leave their houses at 4 o'clock in the morning because there was no traffic, park their car below the office or sleep in their car. This is at 4 o'clock because their offices would start at around 8 o'clock in the morning. Just imagine this. 4 o'clock you leave from the office, you park your car below the office, you stay there for 3 hours or 4 hours, and then you go to the office. So it was that ridiculous. I mean, we witnessed the growth of Dubai in such a spectacular fashion that it was not just crazy. I mean, it was not heard of. All right, and all of a sudden you would see the skyline, and you would see, okay, fine, there are no tall buildings. Within 2 years, the whole skyline was filled with towers after towers. And then we also witnessed the backlash of such a spectacular growth. Buildings started catching on fire. The tall buildings started catching on fire. You started having so many cars on the streets that you just couldn't travel anywhere. All of a sudden, parking became so scarce that the government said, now we're going to start charging parking fees. You know, it became so crazy. Every day in the morning, you would see people holding their coffee cups as if it was a mark of sophistication. They would actually take their coffee cups, they would take their earphones. So it was more like having your office in the car, and people started buying luxury cars so they could keep their coffee cups here. They would connect their smartphones, and you know, some of them even started having secretaries in the car, and you know, they were talking. So all this happened. All this, we literally witnessed all this happen. Now comes the VAT. So why did VAT come into being, or why did VAT come into play, is because Sheikh Mohammed, he kind of expanded too fast, too soon. And because of all these overpaid advisors, this bad advice given from really not qualified people, Dubai, because it believed in its own boom, it believed in its own hype, Sheikh Mohammed believed in his own vision, okay? He went a little overboard. He went too far ahead. He really went too far ahead. And nobody would say this if they are in Dubai, because you can't say him being the monarch, him being the ruler. You just can't say this, okay? But it's a fact that he became too overly ambitious. And that is why it has been 10 years till today. All these projects, like you're talking about Palm Island 1, 2, 3, waterfront, and the islands. All these 5 projects, out of these $5 billion projects, only one has been completed, and it's still having a lot of problems. That is the Palm Island. Palm Island 2, 3, the waterfront, the world is an absolute disaster. It is a failure, and the ruler of Dubai is still making it happen because his respect, his prestige, his reputation is on the line. Now, Dubai World Central, nobody knows what is that supposed to mean. You know, nobody understands what is that supposed. What is World Central? They tried to take Dubai Airport and change Dubai Airport to Sheikh Maktoum International Airport. I've been there. I've been to the airport. I'll tell you this: you're talking of maybe 10 football fields, the size of 10 football fields. The place is a ghost town. You just drive there. to drive down there will take you at least 1.5 hours if you're driving down in no traffic. And you keep driving, and there are just lampposts and there is no traffic. And once you enter the airport, there is nobody there. It's such a massive airport. Nobody is there. There are just people, 1 or 2 people standing at the counter. This whole massive place with state-of-the-art, construction is empty. And then the security, the guy who is waiting at this, where you put your luggage to scan in, he's sleeping there or is reading a newspaper. You go into the duty-free, there is like 10 people there, and all the 10 people are working there. There's nobody else. It's a ghost town airport. And you begin to wonder, my goodness, look at the size of this airport, and it's empty. So that also is a failure, and that is costing Dubai billions of dollars. In fact, Dubai made this bold prediction that they're going to move Dubai airport or Emirates, the main area of operation. They're going to put it only in Dubai airport. Rest all of the international airlines are going to operate from Sheikh Maktoum. I don't see that happening. Then Dubai World Central itself, they promised billions of jobs. Nothing happened. Then you have these cities. It seriously doesn't make sense. You have Falcon City, that never happened. You have Technology City, Outsource City, Academic City, all these cities. And the funny thing is, they took money from investors in advance and they never delivered any of these projects. And that is why investors lost faith in Dubai, UAE, because so many people ran away with the money. In fact, I know so many business people who invested millions into these constructions and they have lost millions. Nobody is held accountable. People who took the money, they ran away. You'd see constructions, just a skeleton system hanging there. There's no construction, there's no work, nothing happening. So this is the reality of what is happening in Dubai. So what happened is Dubai took all this money from so many people, never paid back. And then it lost its investments in the United States with all these sub-mortgage prime loan scandal. And then people realized Dubai is a great speculative bubble. Okay, that's what people realized. And from then on, people are not ready to invest. One of the main reasons why they were ready to invest is because Dubai is a tax-free haven, was a tax-free haven. In Dubai, you can open an account and put 100 million US dollars there. Nobody's going to ask you from where did you get it. And that kind of freedom doesn't happen anywhere and everywhere in the world. It happens only in some of the Middle East countries. Okay, here, for example, if you were to go to your home country and all of a sudden you open 100 million US dollars, the government will question, excuse me, where did you get it from? Tell us your sources of income. So in Dubai, you don't have that question. You can just put in the money and nobody's going to question you because they're just looking for investors. Okay, so now having expanded so much, having created Dubai Metro, Dubai, bus, creating Dubai taxis, they realized, oh, we have constructed so many things. We need money. We have promised so many people. So how did they want to generate the money to complete these projects which cost them billions? Well, they didn't have a choice. So they started first with Salik, that was road toll. They said, oh, don't worry, just one bridge, Garud Bridge. And then after they said, oh, don't worry, we'll have only, Safa Park and Garud Bridge. And then they said, oh, don't worry, we'll just have Dubai Saja Road. Just these 3 places, nothing more. And then they said, we'll have one more that's last in Mall of the Emirates. They said, don't worry, nothing more. All of a sudden, from 4 places, it became like 6 places, 8 places. From charging people only like, we'll charge you maximum of, 6 trips or 8 trips. And you can travel in the night for free. Then they made it, no matter how many trips you do, it'll be unlimited. Every time you'll have to pay. So they kept increasing it bit by bit by bit by bit. It's like, you want to kill someone, just give them small cuts, and people will bleed to death, small cuts. And that is really a very dangerous way of doing things. So Dubai kept increasing the difficulty and the expenses in this manner. Now, after creating Salik, and they realized, oh, we are successful in making money, they charge people for parking. From there, they started charging people extra for electricity and water. From there, they started charging people for so many other things, registration fees, fines became automatically just became doubled. There were rumors, and there's no smoke without fire. They even made it for mandatory for cops, just fine anyone and everyone you ever target. 100 fines per day. So they were just sitting and writing. You'll literally see a cop standing there giving everyone a fine without saying anything. So that's how they started making money. Now comes VAT. Okay, now comes VAT. Now, why did they introduce VAT all over the Middle East? I saw Al Jazeera News where they were talking of VAT in Saudi Arabia. The thing is, the dependency on oil can no longer help them. Oil is not earning the money it was earning. I remember this oil from, I think, $18 a barrel went up to 100 or something, 127 or something per barrel. And, all of a sudden, it is just like Bitcoin. It is just like this property market. Why the world was paying from $18 a barrel, they went to $35 a barrel, they went to, I think, 140, 150, $18 a barrel going to 150. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. However, the Arabs, they were like, oh yes, we need to expand and we are making a lot of money. And based on that assumption, they promised so many projects. And this is what happens when you believe in speculation, when you believe in the future, there is a price to pay. And they are paying the price till today. So they introduced this VAT. They started charging people, you're going to pay a 5% VAT. But I'll tell you this, the impact on the middle class is going to be really bad. It's a bad timing. It's really a very bad timing to introduce VAT. Really bad. Because as it is, the economies are affected. As it is, people in the Asians, they don't want to come to Dubai anymore. They don't want to come to Saudi. Now when I speak to some of the Asians and I ask them, would you like to go to the Middle East? Would you like to go to Dubai? They say, for what? For what? Because they're going to take my passport. That is one. They're going to take my passport. Second one, they're going to treat me like a slave. They're going to treat me like a second-class citizen. I do not have any rights. I can't leave the job. I can't, if I don't like the employer, I can't say goodbye. Then I'm dancing to the tunes of the employer. Then he can withhold my salary and not pay me on time. And then people begin to ask, why am I going there? Why am I going 3 years to work for a salary which is not even enough for me to pay my bills? And see, here's what happens. In Dubai, they can, or in any part of the Middle East, they'll promise you, oh, we'll take care of you, we'll give you a high salary, but then they don't. And people are sick and tired of being treated like crap. People are sick and tired. They want respect. Gone are those days, before Arab locals, I'm not talking of only Dubai, all over, they used to treat Asians with respect. When they started making money, they started treating Asians like dogs. Okay, they're saying, you're white skin, you're superior, you're Asian, you're inferior. We want more whites. We want to make this a white man's paradise. You do that, eventually people are going to say enough is enough, and that's what they said. And today they have realized, they've genuinely realized, why am I paying this white passport holder, white skin guy 10 times more than what am I paying an Indian guy? When the Indian guy works harder, the Indian guy doesn't have to go sleep in the sun naked to get a tan. The Indian guy doesn't ask for, I need allowance for my children, I need allowance for this, allowance for that. And the Indian guy actually puts his head down and works. Okay, so they have realized this. And now that is why they're questioning, why should I employ a white skin? In fact, now they're asking, why should I even employ an Emirati local and pay him 20 times more or 30 times more or 10 times more when all he does is, I'm local, okay, you can't do anything. Because I'm not saying all, don't get me wrong, my many close friends are locals, but locals do get paid higher than Asians. They get paid 10 times higher. And when you don't have any fear that you'll not lose your job, even if you lose your job, your visa will not be cancelled, you don't have to give a damn. You'll say, like the Arabs say, Kalli Walli, show me what you do, what you do. So you can't do anything, and an Asian can't do anything to a local because the local can go and complain to the government, and the government will listen to its locals. I mean, in fact, it's an unspoken rule that an Arab local can make a case on a non-local, on an expat, and you're finished. I mean, you are finished. I can challenge you on this. They can put a claim. You'll go to court. you'll end up wasting, I mean, years of your savings just because an Arab local took you to court. Okay, so now by charging this VAT, the reason why they're charging this VAT is they don't have money. They keep increasing the salaries of government. They keep increasing the military salaries. Okay, we will double your salary, triple your salary. We will promise you, interest-free housing. We will promise you loans in advance. We want the local people to love us. When you do all these things, well, from where do you get the money? You don't have any money in your treasury. You can't keep borrowing money from outside sources. Well, the only way you can make money is you charge people. Now, having done this, having implemented the VAT, now people are asking, why am I in Dubai, UAE? In fact, I spoke to one of my friends. Don't want to give you his name. I want to keep it anonymous. So let's say I spoke to Shankar. Okay, just keep it. Say his name is Shankar. What he said is, Loy, I'm asking myself. This is what he said. Loy, I'm asking myself, why am I in UAE? For what? I'm paying taxes, but I'm not a citizen. I'm giving part of my revenue, but I'm not going to get retirement benefits. I don't have citizenship in this country. I don't have future in this country. Why am I paying taxes? I might as well go to Canada where they give me a citizenship. I pay taxes. At least they'll take care of me when I'm old. So this is what people are really asking themselves. What is the point of being in Dubai? What is the benefit of being in Dubai or Saudi or Qatar or Oman? Why am I being treated like a piece of shit? Why should I stay there when there is no future? Why should I be there when I'm a second-class citizen? I mean, you just think about it. You join a company, they take your passport, which is illegal. They take your passport. You can't even travel without their permission. You have to beg. And then they don't pay your salary. You can't take them to court. They tell you you're supposed to work for 8 hours. But you have to work for 10 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours. You have to come on a Friday, which is supposed to be a holiday, a weekend. You're supposed to, you don't achieve your target. You didn't achieve your target, you'll not get your salary. They can do all these things. So why would someone want to come to Dubai, UAE? Why? It doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, today, the fees for the children is ridiculous. The price for your medical bills is ridiculous. In fact, it's a known fact, this is a known fact that all the women, when they're put into hospitals, the doctors will always go for a cesarean. Why? Because a normal delivery is 8,000 dirhams, a cesarean for delivering a baby is 25,000 dirhams. What do you think the doctor will do? Of course, he wants to, achieve his targets and get a bonus. So he'll cut your spouse open and say cesarean. That is why Dubai has so many cesareans. UAE has so many cesareans. And after your baby is born, they're not going to say, baby is okay. They're going to say, oh my God, your baby is in danger. We need to keep it in this special machine, which is like 2,000 dirhams a day. And they'll keep the baby for 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. You think your born baby, you're going to say, no, don't put it in an incubator. The baby, you don't want to gamble with your newborn child. So the hospital makes tons of money. So all these things happen. And people are fed up. You can make them a fool once. You can make them a fool twice. You can't keep making them a fool every single time. And people have they're totally dissatisfied. When you're dissatisfied, it's like when you're no longer in love with the relationship, you start hating it. Fine, you live in this, you can get a car. Okay, fine, you can take a bank loan, get a car. But when you lose your job, your car is your liability. You stay in a big house, but end of the day, you stay in a big house, you have a big car, you pay all these expenses. But then, what are you saving? What are you saving? It's not even affordable anymore to go buy a sandwich outside. I mean, people are counting their pennies. They're cooking food in the house and they say, oh my goodness, we should eat little because we're paying expenses. They're so stressed out. So it has lost its glamour. They're trying to live a white man's life, these paved streets, these Starbucks cup of coffees, people are walking, putting this gel, wearing this suit, driving this expensive car. This is all facade. It's an illusion. You're trying to fool yourself. Oh, I've made it in the big leagues. You have not made it in the big leagues. You're just, whatever money you're earning, you're spending to show off. You're spending to show off with this big watch, this nice Pierre Cardin original 95% off, suit. It's all gimmicks, man. In fact, most of the Arab locals who are driving the Range Rover or something, they have taken 10 bank loans, they have 20 credit cards. They're worried. I've spoken to so many locals, they're actually worried, you know. So the VAT is going to affect Middle East, the middle class people in a very, very bad way. Many people are rethinking their strategies. Many of them have sent their children back home, they've sent their spouses back home, because it doesn't make any sense. How can you take care of 4 or 5 mouths? So now when you have your family is going back home, you have only bachelors staying there, and now they're even forcing people, you need to take an apartment, you can't share. You're stupid. It doesn't work that way. Individual people cannot afford a complete apartment. Like in Abu Dhabi, it doesn't make any sense. What a stupid rule. Each person is supposed to take one full apartment for himself. What will he do with this whole apartment? I mean, the reason why people take sharing, you have this stupid rule to justify your means. Oh, overcrowding is dangerous for an apartment. Yeah, overcrowding is dangerous. The reason why they overcrowd is because you are exploiting them, you are overcharging them, you're not paying them proper salaries. How the hell will they manage, man? You're stupid or something. They don't earn salaries like you, where you get 40,000 just to stamp. Just for stamping, you get 40,000, and every time you go to a counter, they're like faddal, faddal, and they're on their smartphone with their earphone like this, and the ladies are every time you go to them and checking their face. How do I look? That's customer service for you. And then you see a person who is stamping when he goes out. He's driving a Range Rover. He's driving a BMW. He's driving a Mercedes C-Class. Wow, you know. When you have people like this earning that kind of salary, how, you don't have common sense to think, oh, why this guy is overcrowding? Because he can't afford. You pay him peanuts. Pay him 100,000 dirhams a month. Yeah, he'll take a complete apartment. Give him free housing. No, you don't do that. You exploit people. You treat them like shit. You make them work like dogs. And then you say, why overcrowding? Yeah, this is because you're stupid. Someone needs to tell you that you are stupid. You have big salaries. You live this bubble life. You think you're some king, okay? Because of oil. Those days are gone, my friends. Those days are gone. You have spoiled an entire generation of youngsters by making them believe they can live a luxury life, which is false. That is why most of the Arabs will only be employed in the Arab community. They'll only be employed there. They will never be employed internationally. They'll never be employed globally because they're useless. They're used to working so little with no skill and demanding big salaries. That is why nobody will employ an Arab local outside the Middle East. Never, never, never. I have seen this. I can openly challenge you. Openly challenge you. Okay? Now, when you're charging the middle class people this amount of money, they're going to send people back home. So obviously when you send people back home, nobody's going to buy anything from the supermarkets, because now you send people back home. You don't need so many groceries. Before, your bill was 300, went to 500, went to 800, then with the family went to 2,000. Well, now you need to save money, so you send family back home. It came down to 1,000. Now you're trying to be stingy, it comes to 800. Now supermarkets, well, they're like, oh my goodness, we're not selling all these goods. How can we maintain the overheads? So then they don't order anymore. Before, they used to order, they used to say, give us all this, whatever we sell, we'll pay you the money. People used to agree. Now with VAT, if you pre-order, you need to pay VAT for it, so they don't want to store things. So now you'll only buy as you require. So businesses for supermarkets goes down. They employ less staff. Suppliers who are selling them, they sell less. Then these suppliers buy from other suppliers, they also get less. So it becomes like a chain reaction. Everyone's buying less and less and less and less. And then they say, oh, I had 8 staff. I don't need 8 staff. Maybe I can do good with 4 staff. So, they tell their staff, listen, we are going to terminate the best, only keep the best of you. We don't need 8 staff. So all the guys are going to work like dogs. And then eventually some people are going to burn out. Some people are going to get sick. So they'll keep only 4 staff. The 4 staff, they'll make them work like dogs, because now it's much better to have 4 staff instead of 8 staff. You're cutting down 50% of your overheads. And overheads, the fixed income is the one that kills a business. So now the rent has increased. They don't control it. And this is a senseless thing. They charge you rent double, 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 double every year. My rent, which was 21,000, jumped to 24,000, jumped to 27,000, jumped to 33,000, 35,000, 40,000, 43, 45, 48, and 51. I'm talking of the same space. The same space went from 21,000 to 54,000. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't make sense. But they allow this. Why? Because the government keeps making money. They don't regulate this. So how can a person afford when, you know, from 50% of his income going to rent, now 80%? How do you survive? So all these problems you have. So rent is going up, electricity is going up, water is going up. Now you have compulsory insurance, compulsory health, compulsory something. And after all this, then you have SALIC, you have parking fees, all these expenses. You have all these expenses. Companies, what they're doing is, you have the car, you pay SALIC. So salaries are not increasing, expenses are increasing, and eventually what choice do they have? So the whole economy gets affected. So now when you have lesser staff, there'll be lesser people to buy, and then the cycle continues. So once again, the people will buy less, supplies will get less, other supplies will get affected, they will start terminating people, and the whole economy is getting impacted like this. So many people, so many, and it's scary. And I'll tell you this, you can keep hiding the fact that you're in a recession. No, we are doing well, we are buying 200 aircrafts. Emirates is buying 200 aircrafts, 400 aircrafts. Oh, we have bought 15 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion. Man, who's going to sit in your aircrafts? How will you pay back the money which you have taken? How many times can you go to Abu Dhabi and keep saying, please give us a loan? Okay, from Burj Dubai, we'll change the name to Burj Khalifa. Fine. What will you change? You'll change the name of Dubai to, you know, Khalifa City? I mean, what will you do? You'll sell off everything and name it after different sheikhs who you borrow money from? It's a disaster. You're living far beyond your expenses, far beyond. And the impact on the middle class people, they're going to leave Dubai. They're no longer going to come to Dubai. It's going to spread like wildfire, this news. And once your reputation goes down the drain, nobody wants to come there. Like, for example, me, 40 years of being in Dubai, 40 years. I don't want to go back to Dubai. I really don't want to go. The reason I don't want to go is, I mean, what's the point? Why do I want to live like a slave? I might as well earn less, but live like a king. So Dubai has lost its glamour that it used to have. It's only speculation. It's only a show off, a big bubble. And people have realized this. Everyone's talking about it. They're no longer afraid because people are saying, enough of this shit, enough of this shit. I mean, I stay in Dubai, I stay in the Middle East for 40 years or 60 years, and then I go back penniless. For what? I don't have any money. Why am I being there? What's the point of being in a country if you can't save any money? It's like you're being there to show off, and you come back with zero. People will laugh at you. People will laugh at you. They'll say, so you went to show off, haha. So what's the point? So this is the situation in Dubai, and this is the impact that it'll have on middle class people. When people are frustrated, when people are angry, they will no longer take shit. And Dubai, UAE, the Middle East will go back to its roots. Its roots. You always go back to your roots. Its roots where it was a desert, where people, local Emiratis used to work hard to earn their living. They were respectful, they were God-fearing, they valued, you know, their time, effort and money. They used to work. Those days are gone where you can drive a Range Rover, sit like this, put your leg up, your kandura like this, and you know, oh, Fadal, Yahi, I want tea, bring. Yeah. Those days of acting like a big king are gone. Now you will see Arab locals coming, yes sir, you want tea, you want coffee, sir, you know. So it'll go back to that. So I think the ego, the pride and the arrogance that most of this younger generation have, that, you know, they think no end of them. I'm local. Those are gone. Finished, buddy, finished. You'll come back to. That's why when you see local Arabs, when they go to UK or when they go to London, they don't wear their kandura. They don't wear their dress. They don't say, I'm local. No, they say, they dress up like, they look like Bangladeshi. They say, hello, how are you? Yes, I'm from Dubai. Yes, very humble. When they come to UAE, well, we'll put the local. Boss, I'm talking facts here. I'm talking facts. You traumatize and you bully people. Okay, you bully people. you misuse the freedom authority, people will never forget. They will get back to you, and everyone's going to talk about it, and very soon they will lose respect for you. So if there's no smoke without fire, if you think what I'm saying is wrong, you can ask any middle class guy. He will tell you what I'm saying. So anyway, this is my opinion. This is what I feel. Let me know what you think. Love to hear from you. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. If I can, I will respond to you. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you want my professional service or help. Go to Think Personal Branding. This is Lloyd from Machedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding, saying goodbye for now. Take care.